Okay, now we're on to Wuthering Heights, chapters 3 and 4. Lockwood has come back for a second visit in chapter 2. A horrible storm has erupted, and even though no one at Wuthering Heights seems to want Lockwood there, he really can't go home. The weather is too bad outside. Eventually, the housekeeper, Zyla, takes him upstairs to a room that's not being used. He sees names on the window pane: Catherine Earnshaw, Catherine Linton, Catherine Heathcliff. There's a lot of books about, sort of religious books. There's also a diary by Kathy. So this is not the Kathy that we've met downstairs. This is another Kathy, and we're going to have to figure out the relationship. Lockwood experiences two dreams. The first one can get a bit confusing in the book. Keep going through it. Read carefully. It's about religion. And there's two main points that come up. A James Vanderham, who is sort of standing in for a very religious figure in the time period that was a Wesleyan religion, who was very much about the letter of the law, so to speak, as opposed to the spirit, is sort of being attacked with this sermon. Emily Bronte was not a very religious person. Her father was a minister, but quite frequently when he was at the pulpit delivering his sermon, she was sitting with her back to him. She could care less about religion, and in fact was very anti the church. She did very little as a minister's daughter to do the typical task a minister's daughter would do. So keep that in mind as we go through. What are we seeing about religion in context with our main characters? So James Vanderham at one point is in his sermon 70 times 7. This is all about a point in the New Testament in the book of Matthew where someone asks, what is the time in which, how many times should someone forgive someone? They're asking Jesus. And Jesus' response is sort of an ironic one. He's saying, oh, you should do it 70 times 7. What he's really saying is there shouldn't be a limit on forgiveness. Although technically, once you get to 70 times 7 and the next one after, I guess you wouldn't have to forgive anyone. And so the letter versus the spirit is being looked at here. Is there problems with forgiveness in this novel? This is something you should be on the lookout for. Then we get to the point in this dream where the minister claims, thou art the man. Now, thou art the man is referring to the Old Testament, not the New Testament. It's the story of David and Bathsheba. It's when Samuel, the prophet, actually says to David, thou art the man, accusing him of what he has done, which is basically get rid of a man so that he can have the man's wife, Bathsheba. So we also have to ask ourselves now, if we're putting this biblical allusion in here within this dream of Lockwood, is this going to be an issue as well? Is someone going to steal someone else's woman? We then have Lockwood wake up. He goes back to sleep. We're into our second dream. And this is the dream with Kathy. He's seen Kathy's names on the windowsill. He read parts of her diary. And now we are in a situation in which the lines are blurred. What is really happening in his awake state and what is happening in a dream? At one point, it's as if the window is broken. He tries to use books to block it up. Again, what's symbolic about using books to patch the window back up, keep something out? Because we have this voice, this young girl saying, let me in, let me in. And she's saying that her name is Catherine Linton once he asks, why Catherine Linton? Why not Catherine Earnshaw or Catherine Heathcliff? Why all this ambiguity of whether he's awake or asleep? We are entering something into a realm that is between the uncanny and the marvelous, called the fantastic. The uncanny is when you see something, it looks like it might be supernatural, but then there's a reasonable explanation for it. It's swamp gas, not alien hovercrafts. In the marvelous, this is when we enter into a world in which it's actually a magical place. In Harry Potter land, where we have lovely candles that just hang in midair and everybody accepts that's the way they are. And then you have the realm of the fantastic, where that's that moment, that liminal in-between state where we don't know, is it going to be uncanny or is it going to be marvelous? So we hit this fantastic. Is it ever resolved? This is something we're going to be talking about in class.